Let me come take this with pride.
Don't expect anything less than the #1 rated Caribbean show. Caribbean vibration. Caribbean vibration. Caribbean vibration. Caribbean vibration.
Papa, don't come around me.
Oh, such powerful, such temperamental gods rule our island. A sucker, mother of the earth.
Agwe, god of water.
Ezuli, beautiful goddess of love.
Papa Gay, sly demon of death.
A sucker, don't be a garden.
Agwe, don't flood my garden.
Ezuli, who will my lovely?
Papa Gay, don't come around me. Please, Agwe, don't flood my garden. A sucker, grow me a garden.
You're watching Caribbean Vibrations, and it's Black History Month. But you know what? Black History Month is all the time. But you know what? We have to start supporting the plays. There's a lot of different things that are going on in the city. And one thing is this play that's going on called Once, and I always get this wrong, so you have to correct me.
On this island.
Once on this Island, happening in Daniel Spectrum. And we're here with one of the leads, Miss Jewelle Blackman. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Yourself?
Thanks for asking. I'm actually pretty good. I'm pretty good. I like that. I like that. You care.
Of course.
You care. Okay, so for those of people who don't know our viewers, some of our viewers, how'd you get your start? Like, how'd you get, I mean, you graduated from Queens and everything like that, but what made you decide you wanted to take this on?
I actually saw a production of The Lion King way back in the day, and while I was still at Queens, and decided, you know, I would be kind of cool to actually try and do that. So I got an audition through an agent and auditioned, and the first time didn't make it, came back for the second round of audition, didn't make it again, and then the third time was a charm. And I got into the show, and I was with it for about 2.5 years. And seeing that and seeing people who look like me on stage performing kind of, you know, attracted me to it even more.
That is so cool because I know Simba, but that's another story in itself. So tell me, what's the rush that you get when you're on stage? Because I know for most performers I talk to, there's kind of an energy or a feeling when they're performing.
Yeah, most definitely. Once you get over the anxiety of being on stage, it's just being able to be out there and share something that you love to do with everyone. It kind of takes over, and sometimes you get so in it, you forget that you're on stage, and you're just creating, you're just being on stage.
Now, you've done a bunch of plays, because I can go through your resume, but I want you to tell me about what's going on right now, why we're here today.
Well, we're doing a production of Once on This Island, and it's set in the French Antilles, and it's basically about a young peasant woman, dark-skinned woman, who has been saved by the gods for some purpose. At first, she doesn't know what it is, but she comes across this man, and she figures that this is the reason why I have survived. I've been saved by the gods. And basically, it's a test and a struggle of love and death. She kind of makes a deal with the devil to save his life.
Don't give us too much information.
Okay.
You need to go out and buy tickets.
That's right. Go buy tickets. Go buy tickets. But it's a beautiful story. It's a sad story, but it's a beautiful story nonetheless. And it's infused with a score of calypso and kind of reggae and African rhythm. So you can really get into the music.
You're watching Caribbean Vibrations, and I'm here with the director, Mr. Nigel Shawn Williams. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm actually good. Thanks again for asking.
Sure.
I appreciate that. Now, I got to say big up because you taught some classes at Windsor, right?
Yeah, I'm a graduate of University of Windsor as well. You know,
Windsor? Yeah.
What?
We won't date ourselves by the age, but we're both Lancers, so, you know.
Much has changed.
Now, we got a chance to talk to Jewelle about the play, but you know what? I want to find out about you. Because, I mean, there's not a lot of chances I get to sit down with an award-winning actor and director in the theater and play field. So what made you decide to do this?
I think I was always attracted to words and stories and having an opportunity to tell stories and there's like a great rush about being on stage, and I just always had an affinity to be part of the communication between an audience and artists and engage them in that way, in which it's much more immediate than film and television, because that energy between audience and artists and actors on stage it's alive. So I've just always been interested in that.
Now I got two questions. Two-part question. What is your favorite play that you've performed in, and the favorite one you've directed?
Wow.
Throwing it out there. Give me more than one.
Okay, well, all of the plays I performed in, I love. That's the easy answer for all the directors up there. I like the last thing that one of the last things I did was Top Dog Underdog by Susan Laurie Parks, and I really enjoyed that. You know, just it was just two actors in it, and it was directed by Phil Aiken of Obsidian, and we were able to do it at the Shaw Festival, and it was, you know, I think it was the first black play ever done at the Shaw Festival. So I think, yeah, that was a really challenging one. And as far as a director, I think the correct answer is this play, Once on This Island. Come see it at the Daniel Spectrum until February 9th.
I like that. I like that. Again, check out the website. It's right here on camera right now. So tell us about the play. You know, you're the director. We spoke with Jewelle. Tell us about this play and what it means to you. And that's kind of a wrong question, but tell us what you're trying to bring to the story you're trying to get across.
Well, one of the aspects of the story that I'm trying to bring out is the issue of shadism. That's always been around the islands, and it's still around the world. You know, I don't think a lot of people are very in tune to how alive, you know, interracial racism is, and this play you know, tackles it a little bit, and I'm just trying to highlight the you know, that aspect of it and that issue, because it really is. It's about, you know, as Jewelle was talking about, it's about a young woman who's a peasant who falls in love with a grand dame who was a French descendant, but they're, you know, like it's an African and French blood mix, and so you know, the landowners are the lighter skinned blacks, and what sort of prejudice happens between the dark skinned and lighter skinned blacks, and whether or not a peasant and a grand dame can actually fall in love with each other. You know, like it's an old story. It's you know, about down from Hans Christian Andersen to the, you know, the Little Mermaid is the same type of story, you know, but this is not Disney, I must say. But like, although, you know, the one thing about that we want to let your audience know is that it's family friendly. That, you know, like, you know, bring your kids, bring a date. It's really fantastic. But, you know, in the end, it's a question of whether or not love can prevail.
I like that. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for coming and checking us out. Come see it Once on This Island until February 9th. It's gonna rock.
It's going to be sold out too. You're watching Caribbean Vibrations.